Good evening, everyone, and welcome to LG Live. You're here with Layla Moreno with today's Union update on the Atlanta campaign. It's Sunday, May 22nd, 1864. It was only a few days ago when the campaign began and Major General William Sherman started with his advance on Atlanta under the directions of Lieutenant General Grant. Now, here's our anchor with a quick look on today's advance.
Thank you, Layla. Now, as you can see, they seem to be moving from their station in Chattanooga, Tennessee, to Atlanta, Georgia. If Major General Sherman can pull this off, then who knows what might happen. It might even bring this bloody war to a swift end. Now, back to you.
And we all hope this war will end soon. Now that we know that Atlanta is a strategic city, let's move on with the layouts with our one and only anchor.
As you can see here, Atlanta serves as a railroad terminus, supply depot, and a manufacturing hub. It is south of the Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia. Capturing this city would be severely threaten the stability of the Confederacy.
Wow, not only would that be a major win for the Union, but that might just give President Lincoln the push he needs for re-election. As the war is dragging on longer than anyone expected, President Lincoln's re-election is at jeopardy with the success or failure of the Atlanta campaign.
This has been LG Live with Layla Moreno and Grace Griffin. We hope to see you again.
Good evening and welcome back to LG Live. It's Friday, July 22nd, 1864 still, and you're here with Layla Moreno and the LG crew with today's news. As of May, the Union's eye has been on Atlanta, and today we come to you with the battle.
Since we have the privilege of having you here today, how do you feel about the North, you being from the South? You're planning on taking away our slaves, our only way of farming our crops. Do you know how much time and effort that takes? How much money we're going to lose? Besides, how could you even say they have the same rights as us white Americans? Well, those were some very strong words. Back to the battle now. Thank you. And back to the scene. We can see here upon hearing of Sherman's departure from Chattanooga earlier this summer. Atlanta's Confederate defenders had forced their slaves to construct 2 rings of fortification around the city. This leaves the inner ring being heavily defended, and the outer rings having palisades and trenches in order to slow our troops down. As we know, yesterday it was from these fortifications that Hood's army departed. We found out that he left 2 crops behind the inner ring and ordered an infantry and cavalry corps numbering 17,000 to 18,000 soldiers separately advanced south and east in the general direction of Sherman's left flank. Yes, he is planning to attack out Sherman's left flank. This morning they attacked our weak point and even wanted to destroy our supply train. Hoping it would be unprotected. I know this is a lot to take in, but this is a battle and it must be fought. This isn't all. Our lovely Sherman has sent the Army of Tennessee under the command of young Major General James B. McPherson to cut off and destroy the Georgia Railroad that enters Atlanta from the east. Thankfully, we do have a plan, and things are only escalating from here. While McPherson advanced westward towards the Georgia capital, Sherman took in a commanding view of Atlanta's defenses from the hilltop. This enabled us, and we were able to plan everything accordingly. Just coming in, I'm getting intel that Hood's forces had left the outer ring, and Sherman ordered his army to hunt them down. The Union intelligence noted the continued presence of some Confederate defenders, which contradicted his initial survey of the situation. Sherman retracted his orders. Sherman would have also sent an infantry corps away from his left flank, had McPherson not cautioned his superior to consider the serious vulnerability that would result from such a strategy. Sherman has taken McPherson's advice and left the infantry in place. This decision proved crucial in maintaining the Union's position. During the ensuing battle, McPherson arranged his nearly 35,000 troops in a lengthy L shape, with the vertical arms running north-south and the horizontal arms east-west. He reinforced his flank by placing cannons on Ballard Hill and fortifying his lines with trenches. This, of course, proved to be very tactical in many ways, and I am truly impressed with their quick thinking. Now, let's take a short break and listen to our sponsors. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. The Union forever! Down with the traitors and up with the stars! Rally round the flag, boys, rally once again! For President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, fighting for all!
This just in, the Union has won the battle with 34,863 soldiers to start, and now 3,722 were killed, wounded, captured, or reported missing, while the Confederate was reported with an estimated 5,500 casualties of the 40,438 engaged.
As you can see, this was no friendly battle.
It seems to be that Sherman has succeeded in cutting off Atlanta from the Eastern Railroad and killing, wounding, or capturing over 10% of Hood's army. This is good news for President Lincoln's election. However, we hear that Atlanta still remains a heavily fortified city with two major railroads still accessible from the west. So, this was LG Live, coming to you with the Battle of Atlanta. Thank you for watching, and good night, y'all.
We hope that you enjoyed our broadcast and that you'll come again soon.